I'm Summer and today I'm back with a What Can You Learn From My Mistakes PvP match commentary. So today we are playing Dagger Catalyst, the new build that emerged with the buffs to the Catalyst sphere especially. And the role is very clearly defined. You are a side-noding build. Of course, you don't have that much issue to go into a team fight as well. For example, if you have a Tempest support, it's actually a really good combination in a 2v2 or 3v3. But most of the time you want to be a side-noder. You play Heretic or Marauder Amulet. So you are rather squishy, but you have quite a lot of, evades, blocks, but also some nice healing capabilities. So you are really good at dueling. That's what your role is supposed to be. So you are side-noder that wants to duel, maybe get some outnumbers, don't die in those, or even win those. You can do that, of course, by dealing enough damage to pressure them, but also kiting so that you don't get enough damage that they can kill you. That's the typical description of those roles. Other classes that can do this role is of course Warrior and Druid or Ranger in general. So we expect to face those as a duelist. And you are a melee duelist, so you have to be, let's say, really close to the target to hit your skills. But you have also quite a lot of gap closes and, let's say, cool attacks that help you to get your damage on the target. But you will see in the match how this is typically done. So let's start by analyzing our team comp. So we are on a temple map. It's also a really good reason to go for a duelist, because temple is a map where you can have possibly 5 points, so to say, 3 conquest points, and then the 2 buffs that appear. And the 2 buffs that appear make the map like a 5 conquest point map, 5 node map, because you have to contest all of those 3 conquest points and the 2 buffs. So that's why I went for a duelist here, and a support would be rather bad in most situations, especially in ranked. So we have a Dragon Hunter. I don't know which build he's playing, but it's probably not perfect in this situation. You could go for a decap build, but I think it's not what they went for. Then we have a Thief. This is okay. It's quite good actually on this map. They can outnumber and it's fine. Then we have a Virtuoso, which is probably some kind of side node build. Could also be some Power Virtuoso, which is like a roamer build. Both are okay to some extent, not the best. And then we have a Reaper, which could be a big problem because we don't have any support. And it's really slow, and you will see we face a lot of fast classes. So we face a Willbender, we face a Scrapper, we face a DH. Those classes can easily target the Reaper and will kill them really fast. So it's not perfect on this map especially. And then they have a support guardian, a core guardian I think, and Virtuoso themselves. So I would say both team comps are not very good. They have more damage, but I'm playing a side noder and they don't really have a good way of dealing with me, I would say. So that's good. I have to be careful though. They have quite a lot of damage, which is, let's say, somewhat difficult on this build to face, because if 3 people engage on you, you're instantly dead, even with your evades and stuff, because you have not much health at all. So be aware of that. But now let's start. So our Thief is going to keep close, not my favorite choice, but okay. And I think about going far, but then I see that there's someone crossing, so I intercept this to get some value of my Thief. Kept the close node. And we actually get the intercept on 2 people here, which is good because we get the cap and then can fight a little bit to, let's say, pull them to the midpoint. There's a big fight. We already lost our Reaper. Like I said, they have too much damage and we don't have any support. I make the decision to go far because the fight in mid is, at least in my opinion, lost. Because we got a kill on the midpoint, or on the buff here, which is good, but there is a Thief currently cleaving it, so I think, okay, could I help them? Probably not in time, so I will now go to try to decap here. because that's also my role, you know. I want to have a duel here. There are some traps in point, just try to avoid those. And then we are map-wise in a weird position. We have both caps on the outer sides, and they are completely in the middle, on the center of the map, and they get another kill because they just circle down. And here I have to make the decision if I leave or if I go from, let's say, holding the node, and I'm going for helping my team here on the close point, where a lot of enemies are. My thief actually gets decapped a bit, so they are completely, the whole enemy team is here. Have to be really careful to not die. There are 2 people here now on me. I try to disengage, but I get a lot of damage. You can see that's too much, and I die. So the decision here to help my team was not the right one, because my team was already dead and I just got circled down here. Should definitely have stayed out of the 5 people of the enemy team and try to just stay with the caps that we have. Because you see, even though we lost a lot of people already, you know, we lost at least 5 or 6 kills to the enemy team, we are only 10 points behind because we have 2 caps permanently almost, and the enemy team only has 1 because they just circle as 5 people. Now it splits a little bit. So we have the enemy guardian going for our midpoint, our guardian following up, and the thief dies in a 1-on-1 against the scrapper. Not surprising actually, because a thief should not take this 1-on-1. And then we just go for mid, which is a little bit dangerous because we are 3, they are 4. I try to play it really safe here, just kite a bit, get my defense cooldowns off, and now I engage again when they are focused on something else. We actually get a kill here, have to be careful, they get the res set, but we can get some nice counter pressure again, and here I'm dead, and we actually get CC locked. That was a big mistake from me here, just do not, let's say, value the damage that the DH can bring on the board, and you see how much the game can swing just by losing another team fight. We have now lost 2 points, and they are almost 80 points ahead now, over 80 points. And we have a duel on our close node. We have the midpoint from the enemy team capped, and the close point of them is also capped, so we now have to make the decision to split up somewhat evenly so that we get enough points. And my team fully commits to close node. That is not the right call, I would say, because there are at least 3 people of our team going there, and we only have 2 enemies there, so they fully commit there, and there probably will be more enemies going there, so we should have split up a little bit better, because now I'm trying to get the decap here, which I get, but the DH is actually sniping me to some extent. I like this 1-on-1 because I want to be in a 1-on-1, and DH is not like a typical 1-on-1 class if you play with longbow, that is. You see, I can easily combo a lot in my combo fields. All my combo fields give me, if I do leap on and blast finishers, Condi cleanse. If I do it in water fields, I will get some nice healing as well. That's why this build is so strong, it has so many access. And you see here, I didn't even notice it, but my team just completely went too close, 4 people. Didn't even get much done. They get some kills, but they couldn't finish them to some extent, only 1 of them, and completely ignored the buff. So the enemy team now even got the up buff, so it ticks more heavily than the nodes. And they have 1 ticking node for 2 points, because I got the decap here in mid. I will win the 1-on-1 after some time, but I'm not, let's say, very useful at the moment because I'm just holding a DH. And now I actually get also outnumbered, which is fine. I try to cleave the DH. Stomping would be the wrong decision here because I would have gotten too much damage. I can actually get some nice damage on the Virtuoso as well. Doing my combos, you know, my Earth 3, for example, emobs, that's really strong. I get the cleave on the DH finally, so the DH will die. And the Virtuoso is also rather pressured. I can now go for the cap a bit because he kites me, so I can't really follow up, and then he gets actually another teammate, and that's too much for me, so I disengage. And my team actually lost a close fight at this point, which is not good. They decided now, okay, we should probably go and decap. But you can see we are at this point 160 points or something behind. Here, the Virtuoso decides, no, I can't take this one-on-one or whatever, and leaves. So now I have a one-on-one against the Scrapper. I take those. That's doable. We got a CC change here by his combo. That's not good. But I'm rather confident in taking this one-on-one. But the Virtuoso engages back again, and now we're in a 1v2, which I don't want to be in, because I don't have that much kiting potential. They have a lot of damage, and I die. So it was a bad decision from me to go back in if I had known that the Virtuoso will come back. It would have been a good decision if it's a 1-1, a fair 1-1. So at this point my team actually got the decap on far, but lost the close node, so we are in a really bad spot. But it's Temple, so especially in Temple, but in all maps, we should never give up in ranked. There are a lot of possibilities to come back. So let's see if we can manage that, or at least if we can get some nice rotations going. So we lost close and middle. Our team now tries to regroup here. We have 3 people to regroup. I decide to go mid. My team follows me for whatever reason. No, they decide let's go for the decap on close. I actually get the nice evade because I saw the Scrapper stealth. So he misses his whole combo. My block and my evades, which is good. So I can easily now try to get the decap. I get the decap. I can apply some counter pressure. My thief actually helps me. And we should get the kill here really fast. Now we have actually gotten the kill, but there are 2 people back, and we are in a fair 3v3, so to say. But we have to be careful because one of them is a support guard that will probably go instantly for the rest. So I try to counter cleave them as soon as I can. And it actually works. We get the kill on the other DPS. The support guard goes for a res. Doesn't get it. That's actually really good. And we now are in a 3v2 because the support guard and the Virtuoso are fighting on our point, which is really bad for them. The Virtuoso doesn't realize that and doesn't leave, which is a problem, of course. They should leave here. And we actually get the close point as well. So in this map state we will win. So we should just try to hold it. We get the support guard here on the shrine. And then we get actually also the Virtuoso. In a few seconds. So now the buffs are up. Now we have the situation where we talked about there are 5 nodes that we have to contest. So we have our Necromancer here in the down buff. We have one Mesmer on the top buff. We have the bleeding support guard here of the enemy team, and we have both middle and close. So we now try to intercept all the incoming respawns of the enemy team, and we try to think if we can get the decap as well. That's a little bit greedy, but at this point we are almost 200 points behind, so we should be really, really careful if we want to let the point tick, because every single point they get is a point that we have to, also make up at some point if we want to win. We actually get 2 kills here, really good, just from snowballing the map, and now we can get the bottom buff, the top buff rather. I go for the decap again, another random trap here. Doesn't matter at this point. I get the decap, we actually get the top buff, tick a lot, and now we can get some points back going. So you can see this is a rotation that was rather risky because my team now loses the fight. The thief is dead. They have too many enemies now at the bottom buff, which is risky. They also get decapped on the midpoint. And I get a 1-on-1 here, so I can't really help them. I have to dodge the longbow 5, of course. And this is a 1-on-1 I of course want to take, because like I said, it's not a typical 1-on-1 build that I face, so I should win those. As long as my team doesn't lose the bottom buff, we are in a really good spot. But it's a really risky move to not go there. But I'm also not a team fighter, so I don't really want to go in the team fight, especially because they have a support. So they should try to troll them as long as they can, so that we can get some nice value from our double tick or what route will take. So I follow the Guardian here because I still have the far node. And I get some nice counter pressure again. Just to make sure that this guy is pressured before his team comes and supports him. Because if he is at full hive, I will instantly die when someone else or multiple people come here. I get the kill. Really good. Now I have to be really fast. I even pop my stability. I get the stomp, but now they actually get the bottom buff. I get the decap and instantly leave again because I know there are at least 4 people coming up from the bottom buff and I don't want to die there. I would rather go for the decap. My necromancer gets the close decap and I get the far decap, and so they have gotten, I don't know, 30 points or something from the bottom buff. That's okay. Now I have 2 people coming to me, so I see that and I want to be really careful, so I think about dodge. This is actually a weird position, so I was thinking that this guy will do it, but I thought he would wait a little bit because I dodged before, but he did exactly the same, so I got hit. And then I play a little bit careful, but not enough because scrapper damage is actually really high. And we can see that this is a 1-on-1. I should definitely win. Let's see if I can win it. A little bit unlucky that my burning speed did crit there. Dodge the CC. Flashbang gets me, of course, and now I'm a little bit pressured and have to be really careful. And at this point, I lose the 1-on-1 because the Guardian also engages. But I lost the 1-on-1 probably alone as well. But my team made value of that, and we actually got the mid fight and the close fight, and at this point we are only 40 points behind. We got the bottom at the top buff as well. So even though I lost this 1-on-1, apparently it was good enough for my team to actually get the map. Should of course have not lost this 1-on-1. I was really underestimating how much damage a scrapper can put out. Now I see that we have a decap in our close point. At this point, we are still almost 20 points behind. We have a mid fight ongoing. I'm not sure if we win this, but I have to be on close. There is no way that we win if they kept the close point of ours. So I have to go for this fight and try to intercept it so that they don't get the cap. And I can get the 1-on-1. And at this point, my team actually won the mid fight, but lost the point. So we have to be really careful, because they have a ticking node. If no one can decap that, they will win off that. But I'm in a 1-on-1, I have to focus on that and try to win it. It's my job. It's a Willbender, it's not a typical 1-on-1 class, so I should win those. I have to be careful though, Willbender damage is really high. Now here my Necromancer does a really weird rotation. He leaves our team in middle, outnumbered, which instantly results in a death. And I'm, as a 1-on-1 class, in a 1v2, which I don't, in a 2v1, which I don't want to be, because I don't get value from being there. And then I write my Reaper, he should leave. And so that I can get the 1-on-1. He forced some node ticks here, that's good. So the Guardian has to commit here, or fight on a capped point, which is good for us, because our Thief now got the decap on the enemy close. And now we have the only picking node in our team, and then we will win off this if I can hold it. But it's of course, like I said, a Willbender, so there's a lot of damage and they have to be a little bit careful to not die here. To play really, let's say, passive and try to use my CC and use my skills to make sure that I don't die in this fight. I even use my elite here to reset my shocking aura and get the blocks and stuff. The Willbender has now slowly run out of cooldowns, disengages again. I can follow up to some extent, use my mobility skills, but Willbender is faster than me, so I can't get him. At this point, my team actually still contests the midpoint. The Thief actually stayed to get the decap and even the full cap on far. So we are now ahead for, I think, the first time in this game, I'm not sure. And my team lost, or is about to lose, you can see at the health bars, the mid fight. So we have to be really, really careful if we want to push in this mid fight. Because if we gave them let's say, if I die and my team dies, we give them at least 20 points. And if those 20 points are added on top of theirs, plus they get the midpoint cap, it might be a loss for us still. So now I try to, let's say, teamfight a bit, which is not the smartest decision, but I have to make them stay in middle so that our 2 outer points will tick enough so that we can win. So if I die here after 1 minute or so, that's fine. If I don't die, it's even better. So I go for a kite spot here and try to make sure that I have some attention of them. I even get the contest here in middle against 2 people, so there is no point ticking for them, and at this point we are in a really good position. We are in a 2v2 now, which is okay. We have 2 points ticking, we have a fight going on far, and we actually get a kill here on the DH, or about to get a kill, but it doesn't matter because at this point we have enough points to win the match. So you can see this was actually a really close match, and you can see how good it was that you don't surrender at this point. Especially on Temple, you can always swing those matches. So I hope you learned something. I did learn a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.